Back in 1970, the English mathematician John Horton Conway came up with something that is now known as the game of life. The idea is that we have a universe composed of cells. Each cell can be alive or dead, and each cell has 8 neighbours around it, the 2 on either side, the 2 above and below, and the 4 diagonal corners. And the rules of the game of life are very simple. If you have a dead cell and it's surrounded by exactly 3 live cells, then in the next generation it will come to life, as if by reproduction. If a live cell, has only got 0 or 1 other live cells nearby, then in the next generation it will die, as if by underpopulation. If a live cell has got 2 or 3 live cells nearby, then it will continue to survive to the next generation. And if a live cell has got 4 or more cells nearby, then it will die in the next generation, as if by overpopulation. Now these patterns here are known as still lifes. In the top left hand corner we have the block, top right hand corner we have the beehive, bottom left hand corner we have the tub, and to the right of the tub we have the boat. And these are patterns that are self-sustaining. So long as nothing happens to disturb them, they will just persist indefinitely, because there's exactly the right number of cells to keep these cells alive in the next generation. So next we're going to look at some more interesting patterns. Now these patterns are known as oscillators. In the top left and right we have a pattern called the blinker, bottom left we have the toad, and the bottom right we have the beacon. And the idea is that after some number of cycles they return back to their original state, and in this case all of them have just got a cycle or a period of 2. But they will just stay oscillating backwards and forwards like this forever, unless they are disturbed by some other pattern coming from outside. Now this is where things start to get interesting. This pattern is known as a glider, and once it starts up you can see that it gradually moves over. Every 4 cycles it comes back to its starting shape, but it's moved across 1 pixel and down 1 pixel. And of course our universe is curved, so when the glider passes off the right hand edge it reappears on the left hand edge, and when the glider exits from the bottom edge it reappears on the top edge. And like I say, every 4 generations it reconstitutes its original shape, but translated across the array by 1 pixel to the east and 1 pixel to the south. Well, just for the heck of it, we've added a second glider. So the first one in the left is going to head to the southeast, and the one in the upper right is going to head to the southwest. But they never come to meet each other, so they'll just keep on cycling indefinitely, wandering their way across the array, but never the twain shall meet, as it were. Okay, we've got the same 2 gliders that we started out with last time, but we've added a blinker oscillator as well, a 3-element blinker oscillator. And this just goes to show how quickly things can diverge in the game of life, and how complicated things can get. So I'm not quite sure how many generations that took. I'll have to put a generation counter in. But we end up eventually with 2 still lifes. And that's the way things will stay till the end of time, unless some other pattern comes along to disturb things. And it's really interesting how you can create all these different effects. And this is something I think I'll be playing with for a long, long time to come.